Hello, this is Plum Silver. I have a draw here following up after I did Michelle Obama, which is just the video before this one. Now, I find that a lot of my political reading, will show there's a continuation, a story, other cards from before kind of sort of lay themselves just as I'm preparing myself to do another one after I put all away my cards. I ask a question. Who should I read for? Because there's so many people out there, so many subjects. And right now I'm kind of more into the political subject because I find it's interesting to know what's going on now at the moment and, what the outcomes to. This draw here is about Trump. The reason I decided to do Trump again, because I did about a month ago another one. And I said, I'm going to look into it again in every month. But I wasn't really planning for this, but it called me to do it because what I did is as my table here, I'm going to show you a photo of it. As my table is empty of cards, I pull two cards to put into the house of the man and the woman, on the other side. You see, you got the star and then you got the dog and the house of man and woman. And I went, gee, what is that supposed to be? And so I decided to put two cards above. So I got the fish and then the heart. I said, I got to pay attention to the heart. Not only it told me to pay attention to the heart of the matter and everything, and I've been saying a lot in my other draw. I'll show you in my other cards here bigger because these are smaller ones. Now, the heart is there's a heart there. There's a heart also in this card, 10 of heart, king of diamond, and a 6 of heart. Okay, so these are the cards that are above. We saw the dog and they were placed in there. See, the dog and the heart. And look, I got the dog here and the heart over there. So I'm going to pay attention to the story of what's going on here. But next to the dog, we've got the star. And if you saw in my photo, it's exactly this layout. And then we got the lady here. And this was part of the issue when I was talking about Kamala. So I have a feeling here we're seeing the saga of Kamala here. And I'm going to explain that. Also here, this is like the card of the fish here is flushing out what's going at the heart of it. It's a flushing out. It's like a cleaning, like a sort of a regrouping and, to create a new king. Okay, so this is what's happening with the political agenda. Now, I at first I say, okay, I don't know how to read this, but then I see Trump here, his card, which is the man in the house of the lady. It's like he's basically taking the position over her, basically she's like, he's above that. And then we've got the site right in the House of Gentlemen. So there's definitely an action of cutting away this lady here. And there's going to be some information, because it's in the House of Letter, that is going to end up creating this trouble. Look at all the negative cards are above her. This is a saga. This is like part of what's behind it. And, to go through this is where I'm trying to read about Trump. And at the center here, we've got in the house of bird, the whip, and then the cloud, the bird, and the fish. And so you could see there's some big obstacle, and it's all about how they're going to communicate to each other. It's going to be stressful. It's not sure yet how, the cloud is over this, over these obstacles still. So it's not completely clear, but it's going to be becoming much more positive because we've got all good cards here. And the heart, okay, where is the heart? The heart is in the house of coffin, and in the house of heart we've got the house. So at first I'm thinking, oh my God, it's his health. Let's go look at the health card. And we've got the tower, but the tower in the house of trees says that he's stable, maybe even hiding somewhere. It's like, this is not clear where he is and all that, but the tree next to the tree's in the house of house. So it's about the heart. And I said, oh my God, it's about his heart. And then we have the stars, which again, for my question, who I'm going to read for, it had the coffin. and on the heart in the house of coffin, I went, oh, this could be a heart attack, you know. But now that I look at the tower in the house of tree, I'm thinking it's the health of the institution that is part of it. It's almost like suddenly things are like all coming together here, you know, like right here, because he's in the house of the lady here, you know. So I thought, okay, it's the health of the institution, which is the bit what's going on in the institution, the government. It's the health of the government, that things are ending, you know, and they're taking a direction. So let's go find out what the direction and where they're committing, you know, there's a commitment, or there's some maybe, you know, engagement here about trusting this lady that needs to be removed. Okay, and this man is going to take the place of it. Now, that it's about Trump. It's not going to be another man taking the place of her. This is about Trump I'm reading. So he's basically will have the position to be much more successful, because this is all going to be new now, and it's going to, you know, sort of you know, move in the House of Sun to something that we're going to recognize is definitely much more successful for him, because that was the question I was asking. So I don't think that I could interpret it it's about his health, but no, because he's solid at the top there, you know, and that's his health house, and the trees there sucking. What is this? What is energy the tree is doing? It's about removing this lady, and it's a war, a battle of words, of talking, and definitely in the house of fish here, because of they're taking an opportunity that these obstacles are going to be removed. You see, in the house of the fish is in the house of mountain, so they're going to be removed. Now there's another card to pay attention to, is the lily. It's under the lady, and if you follow the method of distancing, take seriously when some cards are close to the significator, or people that are part of the agenda or in the story. And this is the worst place for the lilies to be under. And when I did Kamala's, that was exactly that position of that lily under her, which said that she's deceptive. What she's showing is not true. And above her in the House of Tower, we got the fox, and we got the whip, and basically in the House of Ship, where it's going to move, and you know, it's going to be being removed. You know, there's going to be some change, and this opportunity here is definitely in the House of Clover. We got the clover here, and we get the snake. And you know, it's all this deception that is basically going to need to be cut at. You see, we got the mice there, and that if we go look in the House of Mice, we've got the rider, and the rider is big news because we got the bear in the House of Rider. It's going to be big taking down. And you know, this is definitely this big taking down that is weighing very heavily. In the House of Dog, we've got the anchor, and that's going to make a big change, you know, because we've got the stork here, all this big news that in the House of Stork, and that is an obstacle. This is what they're removing. This is the goal to remove, you know, because we've got all the negative cards. This is where the battle is. But the Trump is in the center of it, and he's in the House of Lady. It's almost like his position will be even more solid. And as it goes this way, because this is his behind him, you know, this is going to be a much more successful, and it's all going to be new for him. Now in the House of Cross, this whole war, this whole battle, you know, the public is going to be becoming much more aware of it, because it's all going to be information that is going to come out, and they're going to know about it. Now we have also the bouquet, because I wanted to see where that star it sits in the House of Ring, and then the ring sits in the House of Bouquet, and the bouquet is in the path. So basically that's it. It's going to take a different path. Everything, it's going to be changed. There's going to be a change of path. And that's the gift of it. That's what's happening. All because in the House of Mice, when you have the writer, this news at the heart of it, and the house, this institution, the government that is in the house right now is basically not in a good position, because you've got the coffin right there, and we're going to end up recognizing the snake in the house of snake. We're going to recognize what's going on, this new sudden information about a takedown. Like I said, these are very negative, and they're all oriented towards the woman on top of her. And he's at the center here because he's solid there at the top. Hopefully you like this. So again, I had to correct myself about him, thinking, because at one moment when I saw the heart and this, I went, okay, it's about his health. So I had to sort of look at it for a few hours or a day, and then just last night I went, oh no. So I went to look at it. I said, no, it's about the government. And then just because I saw the story so strong here, and then all the negative card here, and that made sense. So Trump's in a good position. This is not, it wasn't a question I was asking about his health. I was just asking where he is now. Well, he's in a good position. He's definitely, if we maybe look at polls, which probably most of them are fabricated, you know, it depends how biased they are. I mean, I don't think polls are really a good idea to look at anyway. They're just, you know, depend who writes them. In my card, in his position, the questions that I've been guided to go look at is he's in a good position. He's above her because she's going to be removed. Now, something might happen to it. This might also show that the election will be delayed because in the direction starts, just all this may end up like creating like an ending, you know, something at the heart. There's going to be an ending, and that might be a big problem. So, because a lot of people are believing that they're going to be delayed. And if she's going to remove, I mean, we're talking, it's just like a breaking down. Now, the Republican Party may also have its own breaking down. And what are we going to be left with after? It's a delay. And there'll be something else maybe that's going to move into it. So these predictions here for Trump, it's going to look good. But there's still lots of confusion before he gets to that end there. Hopefully you like this, and thank you. I'm going to follow up with Trump and Kamala in the next couple of weeks, and I don't know who I'm going to read for, but I'll ask the cards, and I'll see what it points me towards to. Hopefully you like my grand tableau. Thank you.